New videos every day.
Hello, I'm Curt Darling, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how you can create a quick, messy updo with this French twist type of sophistication, all in just a couple of minutes in your own bathroom. Okay, let's begin our long hairstyle by discussing, first of all, what are the tools of the trade. I have a Mason Pearson long hair styling brush. This is an air cushion brush with the little bristles, and the idea of this is it's a cushion brush that you can smooth the surface. It's not a blow drying brush or a paddle brush that's going to rake through the hair too deeply and pull all the teasing out. And so we want to just skim the surface with this type of brush. And then finally I have bobby pins that have some tension to them, and I also have fine hair pins. So fine hair pins are used a little later on to accessorize, but the real weight of what's going on today is going to be held together with these bobby pins. Okay, the first thing that you really want to do when getting a long hair style is prepare the hair. Clean hair that's falling really flat and smooth and sleek is not the type of hair that you want to put up. I would even say put the hair up on the ponytail on top of your head. Wear it like that for an hour before you start to put the hair up. It gets the roots going in an upward direction. So that's the first thing you want to think about, getting the roots going in an upward direction. Secure it, clamp it, whatever you want to do to get the hair up on top of the head first of all, leave it for an hour, and then we can start an updo. Okay, so step 2, you've already got the hair up, the roots are working in an upward direction. Now you want to build texture within the hair. In the previous video, Big Sexy Curls, we saw that I used a number of irons. I used 2 different irons. And with that, I also prepared the hair with an aerosol hairspray. This goes on dry. This is not a pump spray that's going to go on wet. Dry aerosol hairspray, and I also used my favorite teasing comb to pack in the roots and build some texture. So a pliable working texture, we like to call this. Some hairstylists say, I like the hair to be dirty. To put it up. The idea of that is that it has more of a pliable texture to it. You don't necessarily want to have your hair dirty, but you can dirty it up, so to speak, by using aerosol hairspray, by adding a few random curls, using a little bit of teasing. Now I have wonderful texture, and today's look is going to be actually a pleat or a twist, so it's going to have a smoother quality, but we're still going to retain some of the messiness to keep it modern for the new millennium. Okay, so step 1, I mentioned this type of long hair styling brush is key. And so if you use anything else, it might just pull the hair a little bit too smooth. What we're going to do is step 1, you just want to grab the hair into the nape area and just smooth the surface. Just gathering the hair, just as if you're making a simple ponytail. And I know all of you can make a simple ponytail right into the nape area. So Jonah, just hold that into the nape. We're going to call that step 1. Step 2. Once you have smoothed the hair down into the nape area, you can set down your brush if you like. What we're going to do is start to pinch. I'm pinching the hair in between my thumb and index finger, so I'm starting to create a vertical quality to the ponytail. And when I do that, I just simply twist it upward, and that is the foundation for this twist. So as I'm holding this, there's a little tuck for the thumb that fits right in there. Can you feel that, John? I'm just slipping my thumb right in there. So yeah, there's your thumb, and what you do is you actually grab onto this hair, and while holding the tension of the ponytail, you start to pull and smooth that twist in the upward direction. So you just hold. I want you to hold your ponytail with one hand, so it's up, yeah. Maybe switch hands. There you go. Yeah, hold it with that hand, and then just fit a finger in and just start to pull that. There you go. Now you see her revealing that twist? So we just pull it together. Oh yeah, look at that. It just cruises right upward. So now we started to create that twist on top of the head. That's fine. You don't have to compact it down at all. It's very pretty like that. You see that? Start to reveal the beautiful pleated shape. It's just gathered, it's pinched, and it's pulled. And that's the foundation. And right at that point, I would now like to share how to actually secure this into place. So Jonah, what I'm doing is I'll sometimes even open the pin just slightly, and I'll skim the surface of the pleat. I'll skim the surface, and then when I get to the actual crevice there, I'm going to point the feet of the pin down so they're going down with gravity, and I'm going to push them down. It's like a little stitch, if you will. So I'm actually starting to open a little bit. I'm cruising across the surface, I'm grabbing and pushing downward. Maybe you can see if you can feel that. I'm going to have you take a pin yourself. Okay. That's right, skimming the surface, getting into the pleat exactly, and then finding that pleat and anchoring downward. We can feel the feet of the pin working in that downward direction. That is exactly right. So one more time, we can just open the pin a little bit, skim that surface, pin downward into the pleat, creating the foundation. At this point, we can take this. Maybe I'll add one more pin at the very top. So I'm going to show you how to do this, Jonna. Again, you can open those if you want a little bit. I'm just gathering a little bit of hair, just pinning into the top one. So why don't you try that so you can just pin into the crown area. You don't even have to hold that so much, not too tight. Just pin into the base. That's right. So you're almost just kind of swirling the pin in and then pushing it forward. Now at this point, we have this foundation established. A little bit of a twist there. Now I'm just going to start to tease with my fingers. Start to create a little bit more of a messy, sexy top. Couple of pins. You know, I think it doesn't hurt to add a couple of extra pins at this point, so we can swirl around, pin in. Let's see if I can show you that from the front. Jonna saw like I open a pin and I just swirl it, just grabbing a few hairs and pinning in. Okay, let's see this one more time. We gather into the nape. We pinch for the vertical quality. We take the ponytail and start to twist it close to the head and upward. And then what we have is a tuck, this little tuck. And so just pulling that up, creating the twist. This is like a classic French twist. And at this point, we can start pinning the shape. I'm going to remind you once again that I like to skim the surface, push the feet back. Skimming the surface, pushing the feet in a downward direction. And finally, skimming the surface for a third pin, pushing in that downward direction. At this point, I can start to tease with my fingers, start to pull that forward. And as I do so, again, opening the pin, going in with the feet, swirling that around, gathering some hair, and just pushing in. Open, little extra spring action, swirl it around, anchor it in place. So what you're starting to see is that French twist quality, then you have this area that can be played with. So finally, adding a little spray, molding that into shape. You have a French twist type of quality, and we're still retaining some of this cool hip texture that was created previously. And voila, you have a 2-minute updo. It's great for an evening event because you have the sophistication of going up, but it still keeps the modern, cool, editorial kind of quality with the texture through the top. I hope you've liked what you've seen here today. Please give me your comments. If you like it, do give me a thumbs up. I hope that you'll subscribe to the channel and visit me and see more at curtdarling.com.